Mic check. All right. Good morning, people. Welcome to the show. It's the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. I'm on both YouTube and on Twitter Spaces. And I already have someone who's asked to, looks like they've already raised their hand, I think. Anyway, today, this topic that I wanted to talk about, it's open, by the way, it's Open Mic Friday on the show. I want to do something a little different today, and maybe some people will pop in. I don't know. Share the stream, share the spaces if you're on spaces, and we'll get it all figured out. But the reason I came up with this title today is I've been listening to a lot of conversations regarding different people on the internet who do certain things, and a couple that I've had my own little, I don't know if I'd say run-ins, but run-ins with either them or their fans. And determining whether or not people on the internet are serious about what they're doing or if they're just grifters. And the two that came up to mind when I was thinking of this topic were Tariq Nasheed, who I recently had a conversation with, and then also, and Candace Owens. But there's all kinds of people, Brandon Tatum. There's all kinds of people on the internet who do things and tend to talk about topics that are related to things about what we as a race we go through. Okay, and I always have to look, I'm including the Sean Kings of the world. I'm including Kendi. I'm including ABL. I'm including the Hoteps. I'm including everybody. And are what these people doing valuable? Who are they valuable to? What communities are they reaching? And it may not be the perfect topic for my channel because I don't spend a lot of time talking about race stuff at all. Very little, unless it's something that comes up in particular, like the Rittenhouse case, where that became a race case when it really wasn't one. And so I wanted to talk today about this topic. Sure. Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton's the OG of talking about race shit, right? And him and Jesse. But the types that you always wonder about their sincerity. Let me rephrase that. I have no doubt about the sincerity of the Hoteps types, Hotep Jesus and, my buddy Cannon. And, I have their integrity is top notch if you ask me, but some people don't appreciate them either. But I do, because I think what they're doing is what we should be doing. Not so much worrying about what other people can do for us, whether or not you can argue for those things, but there's like, they're the do for self types, the King Randalls of the world, do for self. You can wait around for someone else to do some stuff for you, or you can do for self while you're waiting, or just do for damn self and don't worry about what other people are doing for you. So anyway, that's the topic. We'll start that in a minute, but you know I got to play the intro. So give me 1 minute. Johnny, play the intro. Oh, I forgot, you won't be hearing the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America. It's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawgKnight.
All right, let me just transition this one over. Good. Okay, there you go. That's for the intro for the people on YouTube. By the way, I'm also on YouTube or at PDawgKnight.live. You can watch the show at those places if you want to see my beautiful face or not so beautiful face, depending on how you look at the world. Good morning, everybody. My name is Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet, and welcome to the Dawg Knight Channel. It is Friday, the 17th of December, 2021. It is, you got 7 shopping days left if you celebrate Christmas and want to get some toys for the kiddies or something special for your significant other. Today on the show, it's Open Mic Friday, and I decided to throw a topic out. Usually on Fridays, I just say, you tell me what you want to talk about, and we'll do that. But I would like to talk about this. And I'll tell you what, I do have one person who's already on Spaces who wants to speak. So I'm going to bring you on. And also, if you're on YouTube, you can, in the chat, there's a link at the top of the chat, pinned to the top, where you can get to the open mic there and jump in there. Or you can go on Twitter, on Spaces. If you follow me on Twitter, all you got to do is open up your Twitter account, and there'll be it only works on mobile, though. It does not work on desktop, just so you know. So if you want to get on there, that's where the open mics are. So first, now Hale here already wants to speak, so I'm going to invite you to speak. It looks like, at least that's what I think you meant by raising your hand there. Did I do that right? I don't even know how to do this. Oh, it's Galactic North. Oh, silly me. Oh, was that hand up so you could speak, Galactic? I'm not sure. I should probably share this out on Twitter too. In fact, I'll just put the space out. I don't even know how this always works. But anyway, the reason, so again, by the way, real quick, thank you, Tyler F., for tweeting out the show. Appreciate that. I'll tell you what, real quick, let's do this. Let's say good morning to everybody in chat on YouTube, and also Galactic North on Twitter Spaces.
Hey, P-Dawg, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Okay. Yeah, I was just waving at you. I'm running around listening to you. I listen to you here instead of YouTube because less data and it's more like a podcast. But I was just waving.
Oh, okay.
But
well, that's fair.
Love your stuff.
That's fair. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you supporting the show all the time. I know you're around every once in a while on YouTube. Yep. But yeah, it does take less data to do it this way. So, all right, cool. Well,
I'm gonna mute up and I'll keep listening. Have a good day.
All right, man. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Let's say good morning to the people in the chat. I'm not using sound effects today, but first in the chat today is Advocatus Diabli. Ding. There. I'll use my indoor voice. Ding. Also, good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg, Jonathan Peterson, Select a Boy. Yeah, boy. Attack Alpacas in the house. Good morning. I did say Advocatus Diabli because you were here first. Also, good morning to DI Freighter Watcher. Nice to see you. HP Lovecraft. Thank you, Tyler, for yeeting the whatchamacallits, the bots. Good morning also to Tyre Alexander, Will Sinner, Tyler F., Anna Lynn. And that's it so far. Hit the like button if you like what we do, and share the stream. Please share the stream. And we'll hopefully we'll get some more people here, and maybe we'll get some people to talk too. So, and I got to kind of go back and forth from, I got StreamYards open, I got Twitter Spaces open, I got, and then I have obviously the YouTube channel open. Let me mute for a moment while I cough. All right, that's better. Anyway, so it is Open Mic Friday, and getting back to this topic though, because I always, wonder about the sincerity of people who begin to make it big in their realm on platforms like YouTube or Twitter or whatever, and they start getting huge followings. How much of their how much of what they do is geared towards not pissing off their audience or pissing off their audience in order to monetize what they do? And I see this because I see this with, for example, with Tariq Nasheed, and I'll just use him as an example. When we were having the little conversation we had a while back on one of these Twitter Spaces, I found it fascinating because it's almost as though he knows that if he repeats the words white supremacy enough, it gets a certain faction going, and and it comes off as though he's fighting the good fight, right? And in some ways, I know he does. I know he produces movies. I know he's written some books, and but I always get the feeling that it's a show. It's a show that he's learned to do, just like, a lot of people criticize Al Sharpton because he's made all this money with his National Action Network. I know there's, Jesse Jackson with Rainbow Push. And even though I think in many ways, they're very sincere about what they do, the other part is, I think they know that they can rake in a lot of dollars this way. And I feel that way about Candace Owens. I feel that way about Brandon Tatum, who I respect Brandon. But when I was doing that, we were reviewing one of his critiques of the Arbery case, and I realized that he didn't know much about what he was talking about. And as a former police officer, he uses that very well to market himself. And he's gotten himself on Fox News, and he's gotten himself all over the place, made a name for himself, got 1.7 million followers on YouTube. But then I realized, as I'm listening to him talk about that topic, how it almost seems like he was playing to a certain audience and not really listening to what he was saying, not really changing with what was actually happening in a court case that was going on as he was talking about the case. And was it just him playing up to an audience that he believes thinks, because for a long time the joke about joggers, right? That was a big thing, and his audience was participating in that. But then I'm looking at other people that I was talking about with this that had that same attitude, and I wasn't sure about that case when I started. The jokes were funny at the time, but then when you get down to the actual case and you start watching it and you go, oh, this is completely different than what I thought. But he kept on that same theme because that's what a lot of his audience believes. And he's cutting that, and in fact, so much so that he was convincing them of the things that he was saying that were completely wrong, just completely wrong regarding the laws of Georgia, regarding the, the citizens arrest laws and things like that. And is he playing to the people who give him money because of that particular thing? And I watched other people who started watching the case and go, oh, I was wrong. It's just like the Rittenhouse case. If, people who were caught up in the Rittenhouse case and had, the media in particular had it wrong, completely wrong, and they couldn't change because their audience would be very upset with them if they changed. And I'm like, I don't know. It drives me insane. because I don't feel like necessarily a lot of these people who, now, let me back up a little bit. I think both of these entities, Nasheed, Candace, Owens, Tatum, whatever, are selling. I named the stream Monetizing Melanin. They're selling melanin to an audience. Tariq Nasheed selling melanin and struggle to the black audience to gain, monetizing it. And Candace almost more selling it to a white audience of conservatives, who mostly white audience. I wouldn't say mostly. I think her effort regarding, for example, Blexit, the Blexit movement, the name she stole from another group and still is keeping it at home. I think that is almost, it seems so superficial, although there were people who actually I suppose some people fought along with it, but it just seems like, boy, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going here. Tyra says, I'm a viewer of his. I'm assuming you mean Brandon Tatum. Usually turned off by his highly Christian stance. You should have seen him versus Hunter and Vosh. Funny shit. I haven't. Oh, wait. Who are you talking about, Tyra? I'm just curious. If you're are you talking about Tatum? Or are you talking about? I'm not sure who you're talking about. Melanin, worst sleep aid ever. I think you mean melatonin. Is that right? In fact, do I got that right? So anyway, so my point here is I don't feel like any of them are sincere. I think they're exploiting things. I mean, Tatum, okay, yeah. In some ways exploiting what... Okay, let's go with... exploiting an audience that is excited to have them talking what they're talking about. On the right, a lot of the high profile, the turning point melanated folks, starting with Candace, who's has done amazing things. And listen, for example, let's go back to Candace. When I listen to Candace, I listen to her and I go, she says so many of the right things, but I don't necessarily feel like she's actually trying to bring people along with her. She's had a few people that, who have grown because of her influence, but it's almost as though she is a marketing person. That's the way Tariq Nasheed's a marketing person. Brandon Tatum's a marketing person. They're marketing to gain audience and followers, but I never really feel like they're actually trying to create things or lead people. And that's really, really the weird thing that gets to me. And so, the title today includes the words gift or grift. Are they gift to their audience, or are they just grifting their audience? And I tend to lean towards the grift of their audience. But I don't know. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from people in the chat. So if are able to, you can go on Twitter right now and you can find my Spaces space. Or you can also, or you can click the link at the top of the chat. It's Open Mic Friday. And also, if you want to talk about other things, please, feel free. It's Open Mic Friday on the Morning Night Live. There's actually it's a free speech zone. You can talk about whatever you want to. I just thought I would throw out that one topic to see if I can get an engagement on it, because I'm still trying to figure it out. And so anyway, until then though, I can certainly pull up a couple news items while we're here. I have to laugh because yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, when we were talking about the dust up with Elizabeth Warren and Elon Musk. Well, Joy Reid decided to jump into the fray, and I'm going to see if I can find that, because I'm finding some just great humor, but I'm also thinking, she really stepped in it. And I want to talk about what she said when she had Elizabeth Warren on her show, because it's really, really weird. And then Elon Musk basically destroyed her on Twitter too. But here's a fascinating little, here, let's show you Joy. Let's hang on here. Let's show you Joy Reid here. And I don't know what's going on. It seemed like she had a little issue with her makeup here. I don't know what's going on with her nose, but she had a little issue with the makeup. That's neither here nor there. It was just something that I noticed that was a little bit distracting when I watched this. But anyway, here's Joy Reid discussing Elon Musk and Senator Warren's little minor dust up. Here's the intro she gave to that thing here. So here we go.
Elon wasn't happy, so he did what he always did and stomped his little feet.
Oh, nope, I don't want to use this one. I want the whole segment. That's not it. Hang on a second. Let's see if I can find this entire segment, because I want to make sure that we get the full. I don't want the 24 seconds. I don't want Clay Travis's little thing here. Here, let's try it. Let's see if I can find it on YouTube. Just a second, because it. I gotta tell you, she I think she kind of made an ass of herself. Hi, Brett Hayes, how you doing? Good morning. Always lost and nothing else. Good morning. Let's see. Let's go. Joy Reid, Elizabeth. Okay, we'll just do Joy Reid. I'm sure the segment's here on YouTube. We'll check it out here. Joy Reid. Oh, here we go. And it's really weird that they're stuck on this freeloader thing. Hang on a second here. Let's pause that. So here it is. Here's the segment right here. Well, she calls it the absolute worst. All right, let's try this here. We won't watch the whole thing, but we'll watch the beginning of it, because I think it's important that you see this. All right, here we go.
Time magazine has named Elon Musk Person of the Year, which is actually an insult to any number of people who should have been named Person of the Year.
How is it an insult? I mean, have you seen some of the people that Time has made Person of the Year? Like was it the guy with the funny mustache in the 30s and 40s that started the big old war? Wasn't he a Time Person of the Year? Wasn't Joseph Stalin a Person of the Year? Was Greta Thunberg a Person of the Year? I don't know. But why would it be an insult to anybody? Why would anyone care if Elon Musk was named Person of the Year? I'm sure she's mad that she's not Person of the Year. What is going on with your nose, woman? I don't get what you did there.
Person of the Year, which is actually an insult to any number of people who should have been named Person of the Year.
Like who? Dr. Anthony Fauci? The Terranome? Welcome to the Terranome. Shut up. Anyway. Oh, that's an interesting. My pause game. Look at that. What the hell's going on there, Joy? Anyway.
Because Elon Musk he's the worst.
Why is he the worst? The worst compared to who? Compared to Joy Reid? compared to Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas. Why is he the worst?
His company, Tesla's $1 trillion market value, well exceeds its revenue.
Okay. Do any other companies' market value well exceed their revenue? I'm pretty sure most companies' market value exceed their revenue, because your revenue is over 1 year. Your market value is a completely different thing, you moron. But I digress.
Reached its first full year of profitability last year.
Okay, and is it the number one maker of electric cars right now? Is it in an industry that is looking for ways to save us from the scourge of global warming? Wait till she continues here.
Has long relied on sales of emissions credits to keep its bottom line afloat, and was
okay. Who came up with emissions credits? That wasn't his idea. Just because he uses them, if they're there, should he not have used them? He's making electric cars. God, he's stupid.
Was recently ordered to pay more than $100 million for a racist, hostile work environment.
Ooh, now that's interesting. For a racist, hostile work environment? Let's look that up. Tesla, racist, hostile work environment settlement. I don't know about the racist. Okay. Here it is. This is from October. Okay, judge ruled Diaz faced a racist, hostile work environment. So let's read this, because I'm curious how this happened here. An employee, Owen Diaz, San Francisco federal court ordered Tesla to pay a whopping $137 million to a former contractor who's black after Elon Musk helmed car maker allowed a racist workplace culture to fester. Now I'm curious about that. The ex-employee, Owen Diaz, a former contractor who was hired through a staffing agency and worked at Tesla's Fremont plant in 2015 and 2016, faced a racist, hostile work environment. A jury ruled Monday. So a jury ruled this. Diaz's lawsuit alleges that employees drew swastikas and left racist graffiti and drawings around the Tesla plant. Really? That's odd. That's very odd to me. What? Okay. Diaz lawsuit alleges, okay, and left racist graffiti and drawings around the Tesla plant. This is in California. He also alleged that employees often use the N-word and other racist epithets. What year was this? Tesla's progressive image was a facade papering over its regressive, demeaning treatment of African-American employees, the lawsuit says. In court, Diaz testified that he suffered sleepless nights and weight loss and lost his appetite. Some days of just getting... jury awarded $6.9 million in damages for emotional distress and $130 million in punitive damages, according to his attorney. In court, Tesla attorneys argued that investigated and resolved all incidents reported by Diaz, and that it did not intend to disregard the rights and concerns of black workers at the plant. It's a rare instance in which Tesla, the world's most valuable car maker, had to publicly defend itself in court against a former worker. A company has a reputation for using mandatory arbitration to resolve employee disputes behind closed doors. Private arbitration often lets companies avoid costly damages. I'm dumbfounded by this. I am completely dumbfounded by this. Tesla's vice president of people, Valerie Casper's workman, addressed the ruling in an email to employees Monday evening in which she downplayed the allegations. Tesla later published the email in a blog post after it leaked. In addition to Mr. Diaz, 3 other witnesses, all non-Tesla contract employees, testified at trial that they regularly heard racial slurs, including the N-word, at the Fremont factory. What the hell is going on at Tesla? Well, now they're in Texas, but while they all agreed that the use of the N-word was not appropriate in the workplace, they also agreed that most of the time they thought the language was used in a friendly manner and usually by African-American colleagues. Okay. Okay. That maybe makes sense. I don't know if California is the hotbed of racism in the country, but if maybe he was offended when black employees said it, I don't know. Anyway, that's fascinating. Okay, Joy Reid gets that one. Let's finish up. Keep going here.
But this year,
and by the way, I'm curious. I'm curious. Did Elon Musk participate in any of this? And I'm curious what he did when he found out. Apparently, they attempted to address it in-house, but whatever.
Musk leapfrogged the other billionaire space cadet, Amazon's Jeff Bezos.
Now, she's so dismissive of these 2 billionaires by calling it the other space cadet. It's amazing. Is this just some jealousy or something? What is she doing? What is she talking about? It's just cracks me up. I mean, listen to that again.
But this year, Musk leapfrogged the other billionaire space cadet, Amazon's Jeff Bezos.
Space cadet. Okay, quiz in the chat. Here, I'll do a poll. Who is smarter? Well, choice 1, Elon Musk. 2, Joy Reid. Okay, we have a poll in the chat. Who is smarter? She has the nerve to call anyone a space cadet. I'm just curious. It's amazing. All right.
Bezos, becoming the world's richest person.
Okay.
He's also opposed to the Democrats' Build Back Better bill that would help.
Right. I am too. I think it's nonsense. But listen to how she frames this.
Women and children and families.
That would help.
And he wants to.
That would help women and children and families. Oh, come on. And also, look at that. Elon Musk says U.S. should get rid of all government subsidies. Well, all government subsidies would be including to his own company. So good on him. Here, I'll go back just so you can hear her say more stupid shit.
The Democrats' Build Back Better bill that would help women and children and families. And he wants to get rid of all government subsidies, like the ones that help him build his empire.
Yes. Yes. Even that would subsidies that help him and have helped him build his empire. He would be happy to get rid of those too. Sounds like he has some integrity. But while they're there, Senator Warren, who probably has some say in how these electric car companies should get subsidies, and then complains when someone actually uses the subsidies.
He isn't just the world's richest person. He's one of the most thin-skinned people on social media. And
really? Joy Reid is calling someone thin-skinned? That's funny. But now I'm curious. She says one of the most thin-skinned people on social media. You mean he replies to people who say stupid shit? I don't know.
This week, he tried to come for Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Wait a minute. He tried to come for Senator Elizabeth Warren? Wait a minute. Who fired off the first shots in this little battle? Now, read this statement by Elizabeth Warren, which we talked about the other day. Let's change the rig tax code so the person of the year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading off of everyone else. Now, that's a fascinating phrase. When you employ, 15,000 people who pay taxes, and you have to pay because you have to pay half their, you have to pay withholdings. The company pays half of those, right? Freeloading, the company that's making the electric cars that will save the planet, freeloading. The guy that built rockets at a lower cost and that reusable, freeloading. The guy that's going to pay probably upwards between $7 and $10 billion in taxes for 2021. Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see what Joy says about this. Did she say that Senator Warren attacked him first?
Who tweeted, let's change the rig tax code so that the person of the year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading off everyone else.
Now, how did she describe him responding to her? Let's go back 10 seconds.
He tried to come for Senator Elizabeth Warren.
He tried to come for Senator Elizabeth Warren. That's weird, because you're putting up a tweet from Senator Elizabeth Warren going after him. Oh, fascinating.
Tweeted, let's change the rig tax code so that the person of the year will actually pay taxes and stop freeloading off everyone else.
That's just, Elizabeth Warren's just stating some nice light facts, not necessarily, making any disparaging remarks about the person of the year, is she?
I mean, the senator is correct. This year, ProPublica got receipts.
They got receipts. Paid, okay, so he paid no federal income taxes in 2018, right? 2015, he paid $68,000. Well, so he hasn't taken, so that means he hasn't taken any of the gains he's gotten from his company, right? His net worth is based on the value of his company, but that means he's not taking extraordinary amounts of money out of his company. That's all that says. But guess what? Let's say, say 15,000 employees, let's say their average tax bill is $20,000 and he has to match that, I think. Something like that. He's paying a lot of money in taxes, trust me. And this year, his personal income tax, between $7 and $10 billion. Billion with a B. How about those receipts, Joy? You would have found that out if you'd have just read the This Is CNN article that I read 2 days ago. He'll pay between $7 and $10 billion with the B dollars in taxes for this current year.
Its investigation found that in 2018, Musk paid nothing in federal income tax for less than $70,000 in 2015 and 2017.
Well, let's see. How did he do that? Which either he didn't take any income, or maybe he gave money away to some notable causes, and so his tax bill was lowered to basically nothing. So what? His company paid billions of dollars in taxes, and he'll be paying billions of dollars in personal income tax. Is that the only tax there is, Joy Reid? So he didn't pay anything in income. Did he pay anything in capital gains taxes in that same time? Did he pay anything in payroll taxes? Did he pay anything in property taxes? Did he pay anything in all sorts of other taxes? Just because he didn't pay income tax doesn't mean he didn't pay taxes. Maybe he paid a hell of a lot of capital gains taxes instead of income taxes. You think about that? Maybe he doesn't pay himself that much. He does it in capital gains. Doesn't mean he didn't pay any taxes. See, because when you pay capital gains taxes, it doesn't go on your income tax form. Right? Something like that. Or maybe it does. I don't know. But so that doesn't mean anything.
Well, Elon wasn't happy, so he did what he always did and stomped his little feet.
He did what he always did, stomped his little feet. Really? Did you watch? Did you get that on video, Joy? Did you see him stomp his little feet, or did he just make fun of Elizabeth Warren, the fake Native American?
Insulted Senator Warren, calling her an angry mom and referring to her as Senator Karen.
Yeah, that was a pretty good comeback. Hilarious. I'm not sure about his avatar there. Is that I don't want to know. Oh, that's the space rocket. Anyway.
So for so many reasons, being a freeloader and a selfish and disrespectful one, and for misappropriating
and a selfish, disrespectful one. Yes, yes. Senator Warren calling him a freeloader, and Joy Reid calling him a freeloader, because freeloader's not an insult. Freeloader is that's a term of endearment in the BIPOC communities. It's a term of endearment, right? Oh, good Lord. Wait a minute. Who in my poll? I shouldn't be talking about my poll. Who in the poll? People are saying Joy Reid is smarter than Elon Musk? Oh, why yada. That poll's over. Yeah, yes, freeloader is a term of endearment. Don't bother with that. Hello, Duck Dog.
Creating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes. Elon.
Whoa! What?
Disrespectful one. And for misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk.
Misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes. Really? Calling her Karen. So let me ask you something. Okay, let's say even though Karen is pretty ubiquitous across races, right? Joy Reid's saying that calling Elizabeth Warren a Karen is misappropriating. What did she say? Misappropriating what?
Disrespectful one. And for misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes.
Misappropriating black vernacular. I didn't know Karen was owned by us black folk, but let's say it is. Let's say, for example, why would it be for misogynistic purposes? Why, if Karen is black vernacular, is that particular black vernacular misogynistic when it's used as black vernacular? And if, because generally it is busybodies who are worried about what other people are doing is what it is. That would be my definition of a Karen. Is that misappropriating black vernacular? Is that black vernacular misogynistic necessarily? When if I call someone a Karen because they're being a Karen, is that being misogynistic? Anyway, so she ends up calling him the worst.
Elon Musk is the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Senator Warren.
You know what? About 3 steps behind you, Joy. 3 steps behind you. Considering Warren's lived her whole life as a native, isn't she a freeloader to the natives? Also, she's a politician, so already a freeloader. Yes, Jen. In fact, here I am going to open up the sound effects just to give you the bell. Wait, this was for Avocados Diablo, or was it Avocados Diablo here first? Yes. There's yours, Avocados Diablo. And Jen T, you get one just for that. Sounds like the bell's working again. That's great. Misappropriating black vernacular. Oh my gosh. You have to remember Karens are connected via a hive mind. They have to defend each other or it weakens their powers. Well, that could be too. It's American vernacular and it is an old term that has just recently become popular. Oh, now I want to do the etymology of calling someone a Karen, where that came from. It's a busybody. A Karen is a busybody. And I don't think it's black vernacular. But anyway, let's see. Now she brings Senator Warren on. And the beginning of this interview cracks me up. So listen how she introduces her segment with, or continues to introduce her segment with Senator Warren.
Has better things to do than fight with Junior Bird. Elon Musk is the absolute worst. Meanwhile, Senator Warren has better things to do than fight with Junior Birdman on Twitter.
Senator Warren has better things to do than fight with whatever something Birdman, which I don't even know what she meant by that, on Twitter. And yet she picked a fight with Elon Musk on Twitter. Oh my gosh. I don't know if she, and God, what is going on with her nose? Not her nose, but not her nose, like underneath her eyes here. What did she do? I doubt if she did that on purpose. And that's not even that's a makeup error. Anyway.
And in Boston Globe op-ed, Senator Warren called for expanding the Supreme Court by 4 or more seats, writing that the current court threatens the democratic foundations of our nation. Joining me now is Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts.
Now watch.
Senator,
she has better things. Remember, she has better things to do than to have a fight with Junior Birdman, whatever the fuck that means. Yes, I just swore on Twitter, and she mentions her proposal for the Supreme Court, but. Listen.
I'm gonna go ahead and let me first play Pramila Jayapal, because Congressman Pramila Jayapal and Congressman and Senator Sherrod Brown. Here was their thoughts on Elon Musk being Person of the Year.
There we go again. More important things to do than fight with Junior Birdman, Elon Musk, on Twitter. And I brought on Senator Warren to talk about her proposal to have more people on the Supreme Court. But what do we talk about Senator Warren first? Something that she has better things to do than talk about, which is talk about Elon Musk some more. I'll
tell you what they said. It says it's time for Elon Musk to pay his fair share in taxes. Sherrod Brown said a billionaire who's been found guilty of illegal union busting by the National Labor Relations Board should probably not be Time's Person of the Year. So those were their thoughts.
Time chooses their Person of the Year, not you, shitbags. And his fair share. Well, if you have unrealized capital gains, there's no taxes on unrealized capital gains. I'm pretty sure the IRS could have gone in and audited Mr. Musk, but I'm pretty sure it would have been to no avail. What is his fair share of taxes, Representative Jayapal? I wonder why there's no L in her name. Oh my gosh, okay, this is funny. They didn't spell her name. Oh, volume low on Twitter Space. Oh, let me try that. Hey, go back on. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. See if this works. Let me know if you hear that better. Anyway, so they spend the first few minutes talking about Elon Musk. Just give you an opportunity to respond to Elon Musk attacking you on social media. Attacking her after she did what? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure she attacked Elon Musk.
The world.
And now it's so funny now. It's so funny. Her forced laugh is awful.
Richest freeloader evidently has a very thin skin.
Really? I don't know. I thought he was kind of funny. Thin skin, it would have been like an angry response, wouldn't it? I mean, but he just made fun of her. Anyway. And
you know the part that really makes me angry about this?
What makes you angry?
It's on behalf of every public school teacher, every waitress, every computer programmer, every street cleaner who actually paid taxes. And that means they paid more than Elon Musk did.
Now, did they? Did they pay more in taxes than Elon Musk did? See, you mean in just the income tax portions of the taxes that you pay? Because I guarantee Elon Musk, I'm sure, paid more in taxes than most people in America would make in their lifetime over those same years. Just not in income taxes. My guess, it would be some of it in capital gains, some of it in payroll taxes. I'm pretty sure in the long run, Elon Musk, again, paid more in taxes over those same years. Maybe not the income tax, not because he didn't take an income from his company, but I'm pretty sure he paid more in taxes than any person that she is talking about would make in a lifetime. And this year, for sure, he'll be doing that because we know he'll pay at least $7.5 billion in income tax because of the stock options that he took that are apparently maturing or whatever that he has to this year claim as income. Income, not capital gains, but income. So he'll pay at least $6.2 billion in just income taxes, and then you take the capital gains that he'll have to claim, and because he's had to liquidate a large amount of stock over this year, I think up to $20 million. It could be anywhere. His tax bill for just this year, just this 1 year, will be between $6.2 billion and $10 billion with a B dollars. So. I'm sure he's making up for it this year, ladies. All right, enough of these two. We're not going to watch this whole thing. But just the fact that Elizabeth Warren has so many important things to talk about, and what's the first thing to talk about?
And federal income taxes. And
yeah, federal income taxes. Yes, just federal income taxes. Not all taxes, I guarantee it. Anyway, all right. Well, we didn't talk about what we were going to talk about today, but that's okay. I'm going to open up the spaces again later today, perhaps, or maybe tomorrow, and maybe have a discussion on here. And I'll probably invite people. One of the things when you do these spaces on Twitter, it helps if you invite some people who have are likely to have more followers come join you because they've been doing a lot of spaces. I want to do more of these, but I want to have actual discussions on them, and it's a challenge doing it between here on my show. So we'll work on that. But today I am going to end the show on time just because of my lack of sleep. And I still have to do my daytime gig, and I worked from 10 o'clock last night until basically 5 minutes before you saw my face on this channel. So I hope you all plan on having a good weekend. Lady Boomer and I, even though I'm working tonight too again, Lady and Boomer and I will probably do a trail stop stream. We haven't done one in a few weeks, obviously for reasons that have been unpleasant to my family. So we're going to try to do one tomorrow. So look for that. And if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, share the stream before, during, after the stream, and look forward to another spaces. If you're following me on Twitter, I'm going to actually try to do one of these without the YouTube channel sometime this weekend on some kind of a controversial topic, and see if I can get a few people to join me in the space. So look forward to that. But that's going to be it today. Please, again, hit the like button, share the stream. If you want to sponsor the show, down in the description, there are ways you can do that. before, during, and or after the show, or 24 hours a day at PDawgKnight.live. So it's time for me to go. Thanks, everybody, for participating in the chat. Put a comment in the comment section if you're watching a replay. And thanks for being here. My name is PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thanks for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.